Can you save a narcissist? Can you fix that person that you've started to notice has been toxic in your life or has been affecting you negatively for months or for years? Is it possible for them to actually change? Is this something you can have an effect on their life and help save them? Maybe you're in the relationship and you're looking for ways or tips or tricks to help them become more aware, or help them become a person that isn't abusive, or help them change. Maybe you've gotten out of the relationship, or maybe they left you and they've gone to the next person, and now they're saying and they're showing and they're exemplifying on social media and through everybody that keeps telling you of like, hey, they seem to be changed. Like that person said, I can save them. And that person looks like they're pulling it off. A lot of times people will struggle with this question. They'll struggle with the idea and the concept of like, wait, can the next supply save that person? Maybe I can save them. Maybe the last person thought they could save them. A lot of times it's a cycle that we see time and time again. If you guys are new here, my name is Ben Taylor. I'm a self-aware narcissist on this channel to provide awareness, growth, healing, and change. If you haven't had a chance to follow us on all the other different platforms, check out TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and just look us up under Raw Motivations. Maybe you're driving to work this morning or getting off, depending on where you're from, and you want to listen on the podcast. Well, go to any of the podcast platforms out there, Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Music, anything like that, and just search Raw Motivations, and you can listen to us there. Anything that you listen to and anything you see that resonates with you or that connects to a situation you've had, leave a comment. Let people know, hey, like this is true, this happened, because a lot of times people will watch some of the videos and they'll be like, I just feel like that's only me. I just feel so alone. Maybe you have someone in your life that you know and you recognize is dealing with some of these things, same things, that is not aware. Share this with them. Try to be the dealer of hope to other people's lives and be able to say, hey, you really seem confused. You really seem like it's like crazy making right now. Take a look at this. It might give you some more guidance. It might give you help in the situation that you're in. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, would love to interact, would love to help you through the crazy making experience to be able to get you to clarity. If you want some of that, then go to rawmotivations.com, click on one-on-ones, read a little bit about what I try to offer and how I try to partner with you to help you get clarity from the crazy making. Anyways, the question that I propose to you today is, can you save a narcissist? Because the new supply normally thinks so, right? Like they leave and they go to the next person and that person's like, I got this. I'm different. I can save them. Oftentimes that's the same thing that you were thinking at the beginning of your relationship with that toxic person. I'm different. I'm different than the past girlfriend, the past boyfriend. I'm different than the past person that they had in their life. Like maybe it'll be different now. Maybe they'll change. And sometimes we ignore the patterns that keep happening over time. The patterns that keep showing, hey, this has happened time and time and time again. But we start to latch onto that thought process, maybe because we think that we're their soulmate, maybe because we connect better than any other person has ever connected with them, maybe because like we have some of the same insecurities, maybe, and all these are different grooming mechanisms that narcissist uses, but all these things match up and you're like, I got this. I think I can actually change. I think that I can actually fix this person. A lot of times we think that at the beginning of the relationship, but then those same thoughts loom back up when it has the new supply. When the narcissist is with the next person, when they've either you've left them or they've dumped you and they've moved on to the next person. And there's normally a couple things. I wrote down 3 things that normally there's like a claim. There's a claim to change for that next person. The narcissist claims, hey, I'm changing for that next person. Like I'm going to therapy now. You wanted therapy for 20 years. Now I'm in therapy. You wanted me to put my phone down whenever we were interacting instead of being distracted with all the other women I was texting. Like I do that for her. You wanted this, and it keeps going back and forth thinking like, oh, I'm actually changing. When in reality, there's no change there, but it's all superficial. It's all a way to manipulate the next person. Or the things that they're changing, you don't realize, don't matter to that person. It's something else that they're breadcrumbing. It's something else that they're keeping. A lot of times there's a claim to change. There's a claim to save the narcissist, especially from that new supply. That person is like, yeah, I can save them. I am better than you. I connect better with them. I interact better with them. And all of a sudden, if you start to break it down, you start to realize the same things that they're connecting on, the same like ways that they're like interacting, and then the relationships is like perfect and everything's great. You're like, wait a second, that's how my relationship was at the beginning when I first got with this person. Because it's cyclical in nature. And you'll see it time and time again. Oftentimes there's a claim to honesty that is true this time. Narcissist says, I'm actually being honest with this next person. I'm being honest about everything. Well, they're not really honest about everything because they're not honest about what happened in the past. They're not honest that the crazy girlfriend, the crazy boyfriend that they used to have didn't start off that way, but ended up getting that way because of all the abusive behavior that was put on them. Maybe in the relationship, you thought you could save them. You thought, I am different. And as a result, you invested time, money, energy, all the physical aspect of it. You put into your heart, soul, and mind into it. And all of a sudden they turned around and they walked away. And they dumped you. And you're left holding the pieces, wondering why they didn't care. Why didn't they care about me? Why didn't they see my value? Why didn't they see my worth? Why didn't they see the effort that I put in every single day trying to be the person that they wanted me to be? Why did they see that? We're going to talk about that more in another video about talking about the narcissist and them actually caring. But when it's coming down to it, you normally want to hold on to that and think they should have cared because of everything I've done. And because of that, a lot of times you'll wrap your mind into the idea that I could have saved them. The next person thinks that they can save them. Maybe this is happening. And I need you to understand, you cannot save a narcissist. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You can't force another person to change. You can't force another person to change what they are doing, to change the abusive behavior that they have ingrained a lot of times habitually at this point. But the problem is, a lot of times you will stay thinking, I'll make this work. I'll make this last. I will love them enough to make them change. I will show them and demonstrate so much change that they will change for me. And then what happens when they don't is you put all that blame back on yourself. And you put all that blame thinking that that's what you're defined as. That you're a failure because that relationship didn't work. That it's your fault. And it goes hand in hand with what they're already saying, trying to put the blame on you. You see, when you stay with a narcissist thinking you can save them, being like, I'll stick it out because I can fix them, I can make it better, I'll push through and it'll be fine. When you stay with them, 3 things happen. When you stay with a narcissist, knowing that they're a narcissist, when you stay with a narcissist, you enable their behavior. Because you're feeding their supply. You're continuing to give them what they want, a reaction, a response, an emotional supply, a physical supply. You're continuing to give them that response, that reaction. If you stay with a narcissist, you know what's going on, you enable their behavior. If you stay with a narcissist, you allow their behavior. It doesn't stop. You're not putting a stop to it. You're not able to limit them or control them to the place where they actually stop those behaviors. They might modify or change for a period of time, but it's not going to stop. And as a result, either you end up being silent and they just keep doing it, or you end up being loud and they just keep doing it because you're not able to manipulate that to change and to stop. And as a result, it keeps happening. You keep allowing it. And the third one is you stay to enable it, and you stay in that allows it, and you stay in it ends up approving it. Maybe you've heard the phrase, silence means approval. And a lot of times a narcissist wants to beat you down into silence, beat you down into submission to be able to say, hey, in their mind, they're not saying anything, so they must be fine with it. The biggest thing that affects oftentimes in relationships and in families is the kids. Because when you stay with a narcissist to try to save them, to try to make it work, especially to make it work for the kids, you show the kids, hey, I'm approving of this behavior because I'm tolerating it. I'm putting up with it. I'm letting it continue. And as a result, this is okay for it to happen in your life. You need to understand you cannot save a narcissist. And when you stay with a narcissist, you enable their behavior, you allow their behavior, and you approve of their behavior. Because when it comes down to it, you cannot change that person because change happens with you. Change is in your wheelhouse to make happen, to effectively put that change into your life. That is something that you can do, not another person. That is something that you can do. And I need you to understand that your worth is not defined by how they value you. Your value is not determined by how you helped increase theirs. by how you help them get better or grow or change or anything like that, by how you help them like look better in the industry, or how you help them like actually like get off their feet, like any of those things. Like if that fails, if that relationship fails, your value is not tied to that. Your value is tied to you and what you're going to do in this moment and what you're going to do in the next moment, of how you're going to show up and understand that, hey, my worth is not defined by how that other person values me. It's hard to process, it's hard to go through, but I need you to understand you cannot change a narcissist. And you'll keep trying to do it time and time again, and you'll feel you'll get to the place where there'll be so much confusion, feel so much crazy making, you're like, I don't know what to do. I'll just keep trying. You're not going to be able to change them. A lot of times you need to walk away. If you're in this moment, you're like feeling all the anxiety, you're feeling all the frustration, I need you to understand 3 things. You're not crazy. You're not alone. And you're not helpless. Reach out for help.